3 days after submitting the bid, the list of qualified candidates was announced. These companies would move on to the next round, where they would present on the technical aspects. Out of the 6 companies that submitted bids, 1 was disqualified. The remaining 5 companies advanced to the next stage. The company that failed the qualification process was Siam Arena Co., Limited. This was due to negative reports about its management over the past week, which affected the preliminary evaluation. Eliminating one competitor doesn't make me feel any better, Nuttacorn said to his daughter as she sat reviewing the information she needed to present the next day. Replied, her eyes fixed on her laptop screen, her face tense with concentration. Is something wrong with you lately? Nuttacorn asked. He had noticed that his daughter had been unusually quiet for several days. Now he was sure she seemed distant and not as cheerful as before. Is the bidding process stressing you out too much? No, that's not it, Mevika said quickly. Hearing her father's concern, she lifted her gaze from the screen and tried to adjust her expression. But it wasn't much of a change. It's nothing. Her voice was soft. I don't think that's true, Nuttacorn said, sounding doubtful. Before this, you seemed like someone in love. For a while, I hardly saw you at home. It felt like you had someone special. But now you just stay home, keep to yourself, and don't seem happy at all. There's no such thing as love, she said. But as soon as the words left her mouth, she looked even more lost. Thinking about it made her feel worse. She had moved past the anger, but now she was simply sad, mourning the happy moments she had lost. Her father was right. Even though she had tried to hide it and not show her feelings, somehow, he had noticed that she used to be more energetic and appear. She felt sad that she could no longer spend time with Awarin like before. She didn't know whether to be angry, resentful, or something else, but what she did know was that she wanted to see Awarin, just to be sure that Awarin had never meant her any harm and that they could still be together. Still denying it, huh? Nuttacorn sighed. You didn't go to the beach for 2 nights with your friends, did you? What? Mevika was startled. She had always thought her father didn't know the truth about that trip. Aunt Jib went for a checkup at Nanny's parents' clinic. She said she saw Nanny there, but they didn't greet each other. Aunt Jin saw Nanny. Mevika turned toward the house entrance, shocked that their housekeeper had run into her friend. That meant her father had known for days but had chosen not to ask her about it. I didn't want to ask because you were busy with the bidding process, Nuttacorn admitted. Who did you stay with me? You know I worry about you. But at least I can be relieved that you're not interested in Ration. You've been in Thenus with a few people lately. Way, that Ration guy, I would never like him. You've been in the news with a woman too, he continued. People are saying you wore clothes that looked just like Awarin. The Sedes people seem to pair others up so easily just because of little things like that. In the past, no one would have thought about it. They'd just say it waskapying. But it was just a coincidence, right? You like fashion, and it just happened to look similar to hers. He smiled as he spoke. And what if it wasn't a coincidence? Mevika said, her face blank, her mind elsewhere. What do you mean? Are you saying you borrowed them from her? He gave a dry laugh, unsure of what to think. Well. Mevika could only say that much before she stopped. She pressed her fingers to her forehead and closed her eyes, trying to steady herself. The thoughts that had been bothering her for days, along with a question she had always wanted to ask her father, made her feel uneasy. But now she wanted to say it, Dad. Yes, I have a question. She had never dared to ask this outright before, but now she didn't want to keep it to herself anymore. If I had a partner, would it be okay if I was with a woman? I think I like women. Maybe that's why I've never really felt serious about any man. Being with a woman? Nuttacorn looked surprised. He thought for a moment before answering. That's fine. Honestly, I might feel more at ease than if you were with a badman. So if it's a woman, I guess it's not a problem. You really do mind. Mevika was excited by his response. She had asked him casually before Buthed brushed it off. Her father had once told her that if she ever found Somyon kind, understanding, and sincere, she should introduce them to him. She wanted to do that, but right now she wasn't sure. Are you dating a woman? Are you saying the rumors are true? I don't even know how to answer you. Mevika lowered her head, feeling like she might cry. She had carried this question and this uncertainty alone for days. In her trust, there was doubt. In her longing, there was emptiness. In her need to believe in her own thoughts, the person she wanted answers from had refused to speak to her, even when she had asked directly. She didn't want things to turn out like this. She had been so sure that Awarin was sincere with her, that she had been the kindest person to her, that she had cared for her so well. But now, she was just sad that Awarin wasn't here with her anymore. left an emptiness inside her, making everything feel lifeless. I really do have someone. Mevika's voice trembled as tears welled up in her eyes. She quickly wiped them away before continuing. But I don't know if she is the kind of good person that you'd accept. The atmosphere in the open technical presentation meeting at Greater was serious. The first company to present was Charmilo, followed by Great and Grow, whose proposal seemed a bit too extravagant, like a politician making dreamlike promises. Some of their ideas were feasible, but others seemed exaggerated, as if meant to impress rather than being truly necessary. Their proposed framework included elements that, if removed, wouldn't make much of a difference in execution. Superior was the third to present, and everything went smoothly, at least from Mevika's perspective, as she was the lead presenter. Royce was next, and Oriana would be the last. That morning, Mevika saw Awarin in the meeting room. Their eyes met briefly before Awarin quickly looked away. Her face looked tired, lacking its usual energy. Mevika couldn't tell if something was wrong or if Awarin was just trying to keep her distance. As she listened to Royce's presentation, she found herself glancing at Awarin, who was seated directly across from her. Awarin had chosen that seat first. Mevika was the one who had intentionally sat opposite. Feeling a little bored, she stretched her leg out just enough for the tip of her high heel to tap against Awarin's shoe. Awarin looked up at her. Their eyes met, holding each other's gaze for a moment. Awarin's expression looked even more lifeless than when Mevika saw herself in the mirror. But then, Awarin looked away with a sorrowful expression and turned her attention back to the Royce representative. Moments later, it was Oriana's turn to present. And suddenly, the dull, lifeless expression Mevika had seen earlier was gone. For the first time, she saw Awarin in her element, presenting with confidence, her voice steady, her packing perfect. Awarin's voice was clear and confident. Whether she was explaining complex information or simple details, there was an intelligence in the way she presented. It was no wonder people remembered her as a capable woman because she truly was. She completed her presentation without showing much emotion. Maybe some people would see her as indifferent, but when it came to her responsibilities, she never took them lightly. No matter where she wanted to stand in the final results of this bidding, she never treated it as just a game. She just wanted this to be over. She was tired of playing this role, but if she had to do it, she would do it well. As always, after the meeting ended, participants gathered outside the conference room. Mevika had taken her time coming out, and because of that, someone had waited to speak with her. "Miss Mevika," Rashan greeted her. "Finally, the bidding process is over. Now all that's left is to wait for their results. It would be great if we both won and got to handle this concession together." "I thought you wanted to be the sole winner, Mr. Rashan," Mevika replied with a slight smile. "Of course, who would? Or are you saying you wouldn't want that if Yao were the only winner?" Rashan laughed. "Anyway, today's a good day, so I'm going out to celebrate. I'd like to invite you to join. I've booked a VIP karaoke room at Villa Night. Here's a pass for you, just hand it to the staff and they'll let you in. The rooms there are really nice. You should check it out." Mevika took the long, card-like pass, which felt more like a sturdy coupon. "Do I really need a card just for a quick dinner invitation? Printing these at my company is easy. My graphics team works fast and assigns things well," Rashan chuckled. "Thank you for the invitation, but I won't be going," Mevika declined directly. She was sure Rashan already knew why. She wanted him to understand clearly that she wasn't interested in him. After what happened that day, she trusted him even less. "Do you want the card back?" "No, it's fine, just in case you change your mind." "All right then, I'll take my leave." Mevika gave him a brief smile before walking away. Rashan watched as she left, his eyes filled with unspoken thoughts. He murmured softly to himself, "So she really turned me down." Then he chuckled under his breath. "Then that's a good idea. I won't be going back to the office today, and I probably won't stop by Thebar tonight either. I think I'll just go home and rest." Awarin informed her secretary, who had been waiting for her to finish the meeting before heading back to the office. "Of course, Miss AI, you've seemed really tired lately." "It's good to get some rest. Take care of yourself, okay?" Lada said with concern. "I'll be going now." "All right, thanks." Awarin watched as her secretary left before making her way toward the parking lot. She hadn't even walked far from the lobby when suddenly a woman ran up to her and called out, "Miss Awarin?" "Yes." Awarin turned to look at the unfamiliar woman. "I work for Miss Mevika. She asked me to give this to you." Woman handed her a small item. "Miss Mevika also said she really hopes you'll come. That's all. You can check what's inside yourself. Oh, and she specifically told me not to let anyone else see it. All right. Though still confused, Awarin accepted the blue-colored item. She turned the card over in her hands, tempted to open it right there, but decided it would be better to check it in her car. She quickly made her way to her vehicle and opened the card. Come meet me at Villa Night tonight. I want to see you in private. I booked a room. We have a lot to talk about. Please come. Mevika. Awarin read the message printed on the card, then flipped it over to find the venue details and room name. It was surprising that Mevika had gone as far as booking a private room just to meet her. Then again, maybe it wasn't so strange. If Mevika wanted to talk in private, she probably wasn't ready to visit the bar and risk being seen together just yet. Still, what was even more surprising was that Mevika had invited her at all. Awarin had expected Mevika to still be angry, maybe even refusing to speak to her. And that was exactly why she had to go. She wasn't going to sit alone, overthinking everything anymore. Because she missed Mevika. She missed their private moments, their closeness, something they hadn't shared for days. And that emptiness was one of the reasons she had been feeling so down. She had to see Mevika tonight.